How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about Stargirl, doing a review for the very first season of this show. And I gotta say, it's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it for the most part. Now, of course, it does have its issues, and I will be going over those in this video, but let's start off with positivity. What did I enjoy about this show so much? Well, I guess first things first, let's talk about the cast. Mainly Luke Wilson, because Luke Wilson is amazing, and this show really made me like him even more. But, you know, I think the rest of the cast does a really great job. There is some questionable acting at certain moments, but overall it's decent. But, you know, if I had a nitpick, there is some acting that's a little, I don't know. The characters, they're mostly decent. I liked most of the characters, though some, again, kind of like with the acting, and some of that kind of coincides with each other. Some of the characters I wasn't feeling too much. Like Mike, he's kind of a useless character. I mean, I know the ending with him, and no spoilers, but what he does in the season finale is just kind of like, I don't know, but I don't know. But most of the characters are pretty decent and likable, which is a very important thing. The main lead, Courtney, she's likable, and, you know, I enjoy her character, and Pat Dugan, of course, is the best character on the show. But yeah, also some of the costume designs are pretty decent as well, but some of them aren't. But I'll go into more detail with the negatives. So mostly I would say the Dragon King's design. I don't know why, but I really enjoyed that costume design. It looked super awesome. Obviously, Pat's robot is really well designed, I think. Even though if the CGI is questionable, it still looks good for, you know, TV, of course. But yeah, and I think the Stargirl costume is decent. It's not the best, but it's fine as well. The story is okay as well. I think it's pretty good, the way it's executed. I mean, overall, it's pretty suspenseful and keeps you engaged each week and what's going to happen. I do have issues with how it ended, kind of, but trying to stay as positive in the positive section as possible. Another thing I want to mention that's good about this show is that it's just fun. It is fun. There are some suspenseful moments, of course, where you're kind of on the edge of your seat and you're like, oh no, what the hell's going to happen? But it is fun. It's exciting. It's lighthearted at moments. And yeah, it's just a good time. It's not wacky, though, which there's a difference between being fun and wacky, such as Legends of Tomorrow or Doom Patrol. Yeah, another thing, the show is different. It has a distinguishable quality to it from the rest of DC TV. I feel like it made its footprint in the sand and says, hey, look, we are different. We're a different show. There are some of the similar tropes that happen in this series compared to some other DC TV, but overall it does feel different and it has a different tone, even if it is going to go to the CW fully for season 2. It is different and it has balls. They do some shit in this season, trying to stay as spoiler free as possible, that makes you go, huh, interesting, okay. And I like that shit, man. It shows you that, hey, look, we're a bit different. And it's not in like an edgy way, like Titans. Yikes. Fuck Batman. Yeah, no. This show is different. It makes sense with what they're trying to do. And I like that about this show. It's unique. And that's something DC really needs right now in terms of its TV shows. I guess that's why people like Doom Patrol so much, but I won't go there. So, overall, those are my positives. It's good. Got a good cast, good characters mostly, and it's unique, it's fun, all of that good shit. But, negatives, yeah. So, let's get into those. So, I did mention some of the costumes are good, right? Well, some of the costumes actually aren't good either. So, I have some positives that are the same as the negatives, because sometimes something's good, and then sometimes something isn't. So, some of the costumes aren't that good. Like Dr. Midnight, that costume looked weird. I don't know, especially on the certain characters. The Wildcat costume looked kind of disgusting, to be honest. It just did not look good. Like, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. But again, some of the costumes are good, so it kind of balances out. But yeah, some of the costumes just kind of make me cringe a little. Also, again, the story I thought was decent, but in terms of the finale, which I actually just watched and now I'm making a review for season 1, the finale itself, episode 13, what happens with the ISA, and I'm trying to stay as spoiler-free as possible. The way it's executed, I don't know, man. I always like when the underdogs kind of take over. I kind of related it to Breaking Bad in the sense that Walt and Jesse kind of overthrow this drug cartel, this kingpin, Gustavo Fring, of course. Part of it's luck, and part of it they did have help with, though. So it wasn't 100% just Walt and Jesse, but Walt and Jesse did pull off some crazy fucking shit throughout the series. And again, some of it was luck, but like, and especially if you watch Better Call Saul, I'm going on a Better Call Saul tangent, Breaking Bad tangent, but if you watch Better Call Saul and kind of see what they're doing and creating the lab, the super meth lab that Gus is kind of putting together, and you see the inner workings of the cartel and how deep the lore goes and how intense everything is, and then you just have this bald chemistry teacher and then this high school dropout sort of come into the scene and basically mess everything up. It's kind of crazy. Again, they did have help, and Walt's a very smart person, but it's just kind of interesting to see how that plays out. And the underdogs, quote unquote, the underdogs, kind of overthrew the villains in this finale. But for some reason, I was hoping they didn't do that. I was hoping that the ISA would kind of be their own downfall, and that they would be the ones who kind of fuck up, and they're like, oh shit, we messed up, and now they, failed. Because the JSA is super inexperienced, the new JSA, that is. And it's just, I don't know. Part of me wants to like it, and then part of me is like in the back of my head, like, the whole season I was hoping the JSA would be, the new JSA was like, I was hoping they would just kind of get their asses handed to them a bit more. They do get their asses handed to them a few times in this season, and I appreciate that, but sometimes it's just like, okay, what the fuck, dude? But again, part of me also wants to say, oh, that's awesome, and especially one scene that involves Mike. I'm just like, I want to like that, but also, I don't know. I'm iffy on that. Another negative, some of the CGI is questionable, but I won't talk about that too much because it is like an Arrowverse show. Although some of the CGI is decent, like Pat's robot is okay looking at times, but like Solomon Grundy's character is kind of bad. Honestly, it's bad. But again, I don't want to talk about that too much because it is kind of a negative with all of the Arrowverse, and I understand it's a TV show, so I won't go into it that much. And then one last thing, the acting, I said, was good at times, and yeah, it's kind of questionable at times as well. It's not like awful or anything, but it is kind of there. It's just kind of like cringe just a little bit. The actor who plays Our Man, sometimes it's just like a little annoying, like, I'm angry, and I'm angry, and I'm angry, and like, it's just kind of, okay, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? But that's really all I gotta say about this season. It's good. I enjoyed it. It's honestly probably one of the best TV shows I've seen this year. Granted, I've not seen too many, at least that was released this year. Like, Defending Jacob was pretty good. I saw that. Tiger King, obviously, is a masterpiece of a series. The Hollywood miniseries on Netflix, I thought was kind of meh. Space Force, I also kind of thought was, well, decent actually, but wouldn't qualify in terms of my favorites of the year in terms of new releases. And I guess this does kind of qualify because I mentioned it earlier. Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul Season 5 was fantastic. But I will make a video going over my top 10 favorite TV shows once 2020 kind of comes to a close. But Stargirl will probably be on that list. So, hey. Yeah, Stargirl's a good show. Check it out. If you were questioning whether to watch it or not, Yeah, watch it, man. It's pretty good. It's only 13 episodes, so like I guess, check it out. It's pretty quick if you haven't seen any of the episodes. It's a good show. Not like fantastic or anything. I know some people are like really crazy about it, which is cool, whatever. You can be, super hyped about it. I thought it was good. Like I'm a fan of the show. Like I ain't trying to be like, no, fuck this show. No, it is a good show. It does have some issues, but it is decent. So that's Stargirl for you guys. It's a pretty, good show. I already said that. What the fuck's wrong with me? I'm gonna end the video now. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Boop.